Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome to another episode of our Dark Matter series. I am Simon at Wandering DM. Hello. Welcome to the show. You have seen, you know our players. You've seen them during the intro. We'll skip over the introductions. We are missing one player tonight. Eddie is still away somewhere on the planet and will not be able to participate tonight. He'll be back, I think, next week. That being said, this stream, like all of our streams here, is sponsored by Mage and Press. Mage and Press, the makers of such excellent books as Dark Matter, or the new Taverns and Tankards that came out, or The Complete Warden. You can find all of their books, all of their PDFs at store.mageandpress.com, and if you use code WanderingDM, you get 15% off everything that you buy. Thank you so much for the donation. That is a...
550?
I think that's a bronze loot box for you guys.
It's not a silver? That's isn't 500 equal
Could be. I need to get
$5?
my
And the clock.
my Twitch up. And I'm gonna let you know right away.
Is silver.
Silver? Silver for 5? Yes, silver for 5. So we'll have a silver loot box to deliver somewhere at some point during the game. Without further ado, let's delve back into the action of where we left off last week. 2 weeks ago, actually, because we didn't play last week. Do y'all remember what happened 2 weeks ago?
A lot of feelings.
A lot of people. We played Matchmaker with Alphonse.
Yes.
And
it worked, right?
Yep. I got a pardon for the spider. There was some sort of tension between Kebichet and Aminette. I'm sure some volleyball was played by Whitney and Edward at some point.
I mean, there's a place dedicated for that in the ship called the Danger Zone. We have to use it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we taken all that sand off of that Goblin's planet, I think. I forgot the name already. Fins.
Fins Fisterberg?
Yes. I may have appropriated some sand off of the planet.
It certainly won't get into all the circuitry, especially since it's right next to the arcane cannon.
Yeah, it'll be fine. I got that all planned out. I got Wizmos to give me a hand.
But yeah, speaking of Wizmos, there was also a lengthy conversation between Eddard and Volance.
Yes.
And diamonds were brought back to resurrect all of the dead Knights of the Sepulchre, that those that fell to the Beholder and the attack by the Mind Flayer assassins.
Those that weren't disintegrated.
Yeah, those that weren't beyond the skills of, or actually, the magical skills of the priests, the clerics at the Sepulchre Star. You have with you the pod, the thing that emits a psychic scream, and that must be contained with something that induces pain to keep it quiet. Otherwise, it acts as a beacon, a psychic beacon across the galaxy. That
I'm still
was
crossing
put.
my fingers
You're still
for,
what?
I'm still crossing my fingers for this is some sort of weird being that finds things that we perceive as not painful as painful, and things that are painful as not painful, so that we can feel less guilty about this whole thing.
Oh, you can bet
Or else
otherwise.
I'm sure it's not the case. It's what I'm telling myself.
Hey, whatever lets you sleep at night.
Yep. We'll find out.
So we're gonna head back to the Sepulchre Star, to the space station, as the last of the knights make their way out of the medbay. They've been inoculated. They have arrested plenty and are, for most of them, able to reprise their activities on the star, on the station. There's a few of them that will be in like progressive return to work, if only because some of them need to walk with a cane or crutches for the time being, while their bones set back into place. Things that magical healing does help a lot, but unfortunately does not necessarily, not everybody can cast regenerate. So that's
Why
where
I'm a surgeon.
Yep. But there's still a lot of natural healing that comes with that.
Yeah.
The crew of the Scarlet Trust is getting ready to depart. Was there anything else that you wanted to do at the Sepulchre Star before moving on to your next goal?
Did we all get our loot? I mean, our compensation?
Yes.
Close,
Yeah, that was
you know.
all given 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we all got that. Plus my extra nanites. Kebichet is going to try and wait, and as the last of her patients leave her care, she's going to try and find the General Ellendorf, something
Elfendorf.
like that. Elfendorf, whatever. You know, there was a name involved. It was complicated at the time.
He can be found in his office near the top floor of the station.
She would also let the captain know that she's doing this.
What is she doing?
I'm just going to go have a small conversation. I have a small gift for them that I've been working on.
Okay, I'm gonna prep the ship for immediate evac because she's gonna blow the station up.
Why would you think I was going to blow anything? I honestly, Eddard, I spent all this time and effort making sure that they don't end up dead or paralyzed or incapacitated, and I did manage to fix that one guy's eye who lost it. Admittedly, it was cybernetic, but I replaced it, so, you know.
Yeah, it seems kind of counterintuitive, Ed.
I know. I got other things to prep on the ship, so I'll see you guys there.
Anyways, yeah, you have fun talking to the general. If you need anything to, get access, and let me know. Otherwise, you're free to talk to him, give him whatever you want. I trust you. So, yeah. I mean, do you need me for the meeting?
No. You're welcome to attend, of course, Captain, if that is your desire. But no, I think we're quite fine.
No, I don't think you need a babysitter. So, I'll go ahead and get the ship ready for takeoff. Also, I've got to file a few injunctions to keep the whole, lawsuit thing that I'm handling for you on the.
Yes, that would be most. I would appreciate that.
Yeah, it's like I'm not trying to delay on it, but at the same time, the whole Mind Flayer thing. So now I got to just keep putting the delays in the court, injunctions and this, that, and the other legal. I don't want to bore you with all the legal details. Anyways,
Captain, you do law, I do medicine. Enjoy yourself. I guess is the right term. Is that the right term?
Sure.
Alrighty then.
Alrighty. See you in a bit.
And so Eddard and Zendak make their way, or Enders make their way to the ship, while Kebichet takes an elevator all the way up to the 142nd floor.
Is there as she gets out, is there a receptionist?
There's a small waiting area flanked with 4 guards, 4 knights. There's no receptionist. There is a door at the other end that is currently open, and you can see the general from where you stand through that door, sitting at his desk and typing something on a computer.
Well, good morning, gentlemen. I'm glad to see that you're all well, and you're been to see me. Yes, I've seen all of you. Yes, of course. Just have a small question I need to bother your boss about. Would you care to introduce me? Or announce me?
They stand silent.
Wow. Alrighty then. General, I'm walking through. I want you to know I tried to be polite. And she's just gonna walk in.
He looks up from his computer and says, Dr. Kibichet.
General, I have a small gift for you. And she's gonna reach into her bag and pull out like a small jewelry box about maybe 8 inches by about like 5 inches. Here.
He takes it in his hands and looks at you and says, "Oh, what is it?"
Well, there are 12 there. I'm sure your clerics should be able to mimic them, at least.
And he opens the box.
They're small bracelets.
Mm-hmm.
Just basic metal that she's carved glyphs into.
Mm-hmm.
And says, all of these are attached with a glyph of a death ward. It might be useful in coming days.
I will make sure to keep them for a last measure of defense, or whoever's going to be on the front line of, well, whatever conflict is going to happen.
Well, if I can do at least 3 in a day, I'm quite sure your number of clerics could mimic me and do quite a few bit more. We don't have time to waste on resurrection, and we need as many bodies on the field as possible.
True. I thank you for this.
There's also something else in the bottom of that. If you think he wants to read it, he can. If not, don't let him.
My husband, you mean?
Not your husband. My cousin is many things, but I'm quite sure he doesn't want to have anything to do with me.
So, and what is it exactly? It's a letter, I guess?
It's a letter.
Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He just looks at you and says, Aminot.
Indeed. But I'll leave that to your discretion if you think he actually wants to read it or not.
He takes the envelope and he puts it in one of his drawers of his one of the drawers of his desk, and says, "I will wait until Aminot is back on his feet, and well, if you wish to, I will wait for the appropriate moment."
Whatever you desire. One other thing, do you happen to have well, I'm assuming that you're more involved with certain family gatherings than I have been in certain past years. Do you happen to have a picture of his son?
Why, yes, I do.
Oh, good. That would be a little... Could you maybe give me a copy? It'd be useful for what I'm about to do.
Anything I should be made aware of?
Well, if I'm very, very lucky, you might be getting another recruit, or at least a person of my persuasion showing up on your star in the near future.
He types a few things on his data pad, and you receive. He airdrops you the picture.
Yeah. Yeah. Well then, thank you, General. It has been a very pleasant experience. I don't recommend informing your husband that you ever met me.
That will remain secret. I have completely forgotten who you are.
Oh, that's a good thing. Don't forget to... And by the way, next time you get shot, go see your medical staff. They're halfway decent now, as long as they follow directions. Well then, anything else you need from me? Thank you very much.
Nothing. You're dismissed.
And she kind of looks at him and goes, "You don't dismiss me." And turns and strides out of the room.
You can hear him mutter, like, habit. And he goes back to typing.
And then she'll just walk by and look at the guards and go, honestly, when someone attempts to be polite, you can at least be polite, and then just walks out and ignores them and gets into the elevator. And
They
strides.
seemingly also ignore you, or at least they remain motionless
Yeah.
and keep staring at the opposite wall.
Mm-hmm.
And you make your way down to the docks, I assume?
Mm-hmm. Well, she'll go straight to the ship. Captain, is there... she'll calm him first and say, Captain, is there anything you need from me before we get on board?
Nope. We should be good to go.
All right, then. I'll be there shortly. And she'll just walk straight to the ship.
Before she gets on, I'm gonna turn to Eddard and go, this is one of the few times that I can enjoy chicken wings when she's not on the ship.
This is...
In real life, I just got caught eating Wingstop when I was...
Here's the thing. Has the head of a hawk, bird of prey. She ain't gonna care if you eating chicken wings.
She's probably gonna ask for some.
But it's a great joke.
Exactly. It is a good joke. It is a good joke.
I mean, I never thought about not eating eggs for breakfast. Is that something I should be worried about now?
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's,
after all that time, I think it's too late.
Yeah, no, I've got the time to mess with Eddard now.
No.
You've been eating eggs in front of it? Like, don't you know that's like one of the most offensive things that you can do in front of an Avira?
And then
would
your
be
face
like-
just goes white.
She probably hates you. I hope you don't ever get injured in combat because, if she doesn't have to, she's probably not going to heal you.
That's not true. She has a vow of not doing just that.
Oh, does she now?
Yes, she
You have
does.
proof?
She said so multiple times.
How many times have I said something to someone that's not true?
She's not lying. I know that for a fact. She wouldn't lie about that.
Okay.
God damn it.
This is made all the more hilarious because Eddard was in the med lab when we first met Amanat, and Amanat woke up, and the first thing she did was give him, eggs for breakfast.
That's right. But I don't remember that.
Deception. 31 deception.
I mean,
It dawns on Eddard that maybe he should change his breakfast habits.
oh my God, again? Another change. No more cordial, no more eggs. What's next?
I set a notification to be sent to Eddard in a week that I was messing with him.
I'm gonna turn full on vegetarian like that. Hi. Well, in light of all this, I gotta do a thing, so I'll be busy.
Okay.
Says
and
I
you-
walking backward doing finger guns.
you know about how to make up to a Navira, right?
Nope. See
would
ya.
you like to know?
No, I don't feel like I can trust you right now.
I think you can trust everything that I say.
I'm not sure. How do you make it up? I'll take that into consideration.
Okay, so what you would need to do is follow everything they say as if it was law,
I already do that.
without question.
I already do that.
And then also, it's very important that you vigorously clean their area
No.
within the most time.
No, she's gonna kill me if I touch anything in there, and I know that for a fact.
Okay, just letting you know what I know.
I hate you with a passion. I'm gonna do the thing that I'm gonna do. I'll change a little something in it. It'll be fun.
Alrighty, you have fun.
Oh, it's not gonna be fun.
What do you go do, Eddard?
I wanted to go prep the room that has the pool table. Just move that thing around. Place the most comfy chair I can find. Well, comfy chair, but more like the comfiest couch I can find. And bring the stuff out of Red Room so we can watch a movie in there. and have Kibesha spend some time relaxing while she doesn't have to do anything on the ship, since right now we're kind of safe. I just want her to relax after going through all this shit on the star. And now that you just told me that, I might just go and scrub the floor of her med bay. Yes, I will.
Kebichet, as you enter the Scarlet Trust, you notice that the medbay door is wide open, and you can hear what seems to be the sound of a mop. A wet, slopping sound.
Eddard, what are you doing?
I'm mopping. I made sure to put 3 times the amount of bleach in this 1 quart of water.
Well, I appreciate your concern. Why are you doing such?
To help and to make amends.
What did you do to upset me?
It doesn't matter. I'm
Well,
doing
no,
this
no, because I'm very concerned, Eddard. You haven't upset me at all. In fact, you're one of the very few people on this boat who has never actually upset me.
And I'm gonna stop mid mop. Not, no, never.
No. Mm-mm.
Not even when. Not even when I ate eggs for breakfast.
Eddard, are you feeling all right? And she's just gonna reach up and like.
I'm gonna flinch because I think you're gonna hurt me at this point.
And she just kind of like has this. She's got a giant hawk head with a beak, and she looks at you and she goes, "Bird of prey."
Yes, eggs
eat
from
meat.
birds.
Well, so do I on occasion. The chickens are very tasty. Also, pheasant. Have you enjoyed a good duck? I don't recommend it for you particularly because they're very, very fatty and you don't want to mess about your system. But I mean, also, meat is very good for you. Are you well?
I am. In the meantime, while I finish drying this, why don't you go into the entertainment room for a bit of R&R while I go and shoot the captain? I promise not to hurt him.
No. I have no comment on whether or not you hurt or shoot the captain. Just don't make a giant mess.
I mean, I can always space him. The mess is going to be outside.
We do actually need the captain, Eddard.
I mean, I can pilot the ship. We have Walter, and we have
Eddard.
Witch.
Eddard,
Yes.
he's running a lawsuit for me.
Yeah. Can I do that too? I've played
don't think
game
you've
with a guy that
passed-
slaps at desks. There's
Eddard,
objection. That's how it does, right?
No. You haven't passed the intergalactic bar exam, Eddard.
Depends. Is that a bar that I grab and just pull yourself up? Because I passed that at least 50 times today.
No, it's not.
Then he's got something on me.
Yes, he does. Now, if you want to take advantage of the situation about how, he tricked you, I'm quite sure that, your dear friend Whitney would happily give you some pointers on how to do that.
Go on.
Well, Whitney is also a magician, or wizard, or some sort of thing. She deals with arcane magics, right?
Yes, but she currently is without her tomes.
Spellbook?
Yes, I mean, I have it here, but it's locked tight.
Is it?
Is it?
Walter, would you be a dear and allow Whitney access to her spellbook?
She's had access to her spellbook for a while.
That's what I thought.
Ah, damn it. I wanted to... You go relax. I'll finish the floor.
I actually need to find Doxy, so, why don't you just kind of finish that corner over there? Because as much as I appreciate your concern, you want to leave here. Actually, you should dump that out and leave rather quickly because bleach and a lot of the other chemicals that are used to clean this facility are not good in combination.
Right, I was starting to feel the fumes.
Yep. Hmm.
I mean, I left the door open. I thought...
That's good. I'm going to vent to the whole space now. So, bye-bye. I appreciate your thoughts.
I'm going to drag my bucket and my mop, and I'm going to give it to Twitch. Thank you, Twitch. Please space it. We've got more.
Sure. Squeak.
Just a mop and a bucket, nothing else.
And Kebichet is just going to say, Doxy, if you have a moment, I need your assistance with a small project. Also, Captain!
You're muted.
Yeah.
Next time you want to break Eddard, don't involve my med lab.
Sorry, it was too perfect. But I will refrain in the future.
I don't involve your law books now, do I?
I just told him to clean, whatever space you use the most, which I suppose, yeah, that's the med bay. But, it was too perfect. I made a joke. He thought I was serious. I couldn't help myself.
Have fun, Captain. And she just clicks away.
I'm readying an action to banish Eddard if he comes after me.
Oh, I'll come after you.
Doxy sends a message to everyone.
We left him on the station.
No,
You forgot one thing.
He's aboard the ship. He says, Kebichet, I'll have time for you in a moment, but I wanted to know what does everyone want to do with the containment unit I got for the pod?
We need it to do exactly what it was when we took it out of the room on the Sepulchre Star, so it hurts it, apparently.
Do you want me to revise everything so I can hurt it? Like, how much?
Is exactly as much as the Sepulchre Star was.
All right, a low-level electrical field then.
Yeah.
I'll get right on it, Captain.
And when you have a chance, I have a small request for your assistance.
All right, as soon as I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna take him about 2 to 3 hours to redo his containment field to also include like a small electrical discharge.
Doxy is our best engineer, really.
I cast a Sophia's Industrious Worker on him so that he works 4 times faster.
Then it's going to take a half hour. In the blink of an eye, he dismantles his containment field, reassembles it, and it now has like a periodic small lightning bolt that flashes through it up and down and will keep zapping the pod as it goes through.
So you gave him like crystal meth to just pump him up real good.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
No, not crystal meth. Cocaine.
Oh, that makes more sense.
All right, I'm done, Captain. Can we do anything else? Captain?
Yeah, you were talking about some projects that you were working on. Go do those, I suppose.
Yeah, I gotta go see Kebichet first, and then I'm gonna start working on everything else then.
And I'm just going to keep Sophia's Industrious Workers cast on him because it lasts 8 hours. So, yeah. I'm just going to keep that cast on him while he does everything. And here's the spell so you can see exactly what it does.
By the way, Doxy, you got some flour under your nose. Have you been like indulging in donuts?
Yep.
And that would be powdered sugar. Sorry.
Wow.
It's a great spell.
Mm-hmm.
Holy
It
crap!
is.
And it's level 1.
It is. I mean, if you consider how narrow this spell actually is, it makes sense. But yeah, it's level 1.
It's a great spell. Great
It
spell
is.
for a great spell for our engineer.
Exactly.
Yes.
So Doxy comes to the med bay. You wanted to see me, Kabachat?
Of course. Walter, could you engage meditation protocols for in here? Thank you very much. I do appreciate it.
The door closes, the lights dim.
The recordings go off. Which is the more important portion. So Doxy, I don't want to judge, but based on certain things you've said in certain environments, that you may have on certain occasions acted in a slightly less than 100% legal manner in which you transport items.
Are you insinuating I'm a smuggler?
Yes.
Okay, keep going.
I'm aware that certain individuals in your particular trade have a certain lines of communication, it might be said.
Keep going.
And there are certain individuals that I'm aware of and who may or may not also have been forcibly removed from their original homes of origin.
You're talking about kidnapping?
No, exile. Although kidnapping is not usually the one I'm going to go with. At least at the moment.
Okay, keep going.
Would it, if I managed to get, say, an individual, would you be able hold of a certain individual? Would it be possible to get him to transported quietly across the verse wherever he needed to go?
Well, I have contacts with a lot of people that might help, but the best would be if we did it ourselves. Then, you know, we could make sure that anything that could have happened, we could handle it.
Yeah, but we don't really have time to do that, and we're going in the opposite direction. So, be thinking my contacts and yours, I think it might be possible to send a certain individual to a certain place.
Depends on the place you want to send them to, and I'll look up if anyone can take the job.
Well, I don't know where he's starting. I'll get on that in a moment, but we need to send Peter to the Sepulchral Star. Or
That's
to his
feasible.
father, specifically.
There's a lot of transport ships that get to the Sepulchral Star. It's not the most forbidden place in the galaxy.
Nope. And, you know, apparently there's need for void clerics. So we send him to his father, they work out their emotional issues, and we possibly put an individual that might be useful in our great fight against horribleness in the right place at the right time. Hopefully.
All right, Kabachet, just let me know when you have information on them, and then I'll get my part of... I'll get my things going.
Cool. Alrighty then. I will talk to you later when I figure that all out.
All right?
Are you well? You look like you're sweating.
I'm fine.
All right.
I'm gonna
Sure,
go.
sure.
I'm gonna go work on a bunch of my projects. My brain's like on fire.
Oh, well, all right. If you feel unwell, let me know.
Yeah, I will.
And then she'll just let him leave, and then cast sending at Pitta.
Sure, you've got
Which-
25 words.
I've got a picture. This is your cousin Katesh. The void sees all. Your service is needed. Contact me at, and then whatever the dead drop email access code thing
We'll
that
say
we
that's
set up.
yeah. We'll say that's 3 words.
Mhm.
You are at 19 on 25.
And then she'd just say, praise the void, and be done.
Praise the void and be done. Okay.
Well,
And you send a message.
Mhm.
There are
she has a
no
picture now.
Yeah, there's no reply to it
okay.
as you send
But
it.
does she know if it fails or not?
No, it doesn't fail.
Okay. Then she's not going to worry about it at the moment. I mean, she did just kind of suddenly show up in a guy's head that she've never actually met. Little creepy, she understands, but you know, we'll go with it.
It's certainly surprising to, one day you wake up, you do your things, and then all of a sudden you hear a voice inside your head that just goes, "Oh, hey, by the way,
I'm your cousin. We haven't met, but call me."
And what did his voice say after that? Says he while writing in his notepad.
Captain, are we good to go?
Yeah, we're we're ready for launch as soon as Edit's in the pilot chair.
Oh, I'm going to the pilot chair. Don't forget, you need to go in the rec room to do some relaxation.
I need to meditate first. I will enjoy that later. Enjoy yourself. I'm going to meditate. Captain, if you don't need me, I'll be meditating.
All right, I understand. And I will be on the captain's chair, and I will still have Banish ready to cast if Eddard approaches me in a hostile way.
okay.
You know that would be a severely evil thing to do, right? At the moment?
Really?
Well, think about it. You banish him for a minute, he comes back, but we're already underway, so the ship is gone. He comes back in the exact place he left, which is open space.
He has a spacesuit.
I'm not always wearing it. If you see me coming in with my space armor, let me know. I'm not. I'm not.
And I can
I'm
always
gonna be-
stop the ship.
I'm boiling in my own juice at this point. Gross.
I'm only doing it to defend myself if he tries to attack.
And how long will you keep this paranoia up?
For a long time.
Probably like a couple days.
Okay.
I am patient.
All well and good, Eddard. You are sitting at the in your seat in the pilot's chair. Captain's behind you. And then it dawns on you that you guys don't have any coordinates to go anywhere.
Well, yeah, we do. It's
I thought we got the
That way.
coordinates from the thing again already.
No, you didn't.
We didn't read its brain already?
Nope.
Oh. Whoops.
back to the sun. Oh, I
So
wouldn't do
right
that.
now your ship is adrift. Well, unless you haven't left the Sepulchre Star, your ship would be adrift in space, just waiting for you to input coordinates. Otherwise, you're still sitting at Dock 13.
And we have no idea how to read this thing's brain. No, I guess I'm gonna have Doxy build a brain scanner so that we can communicate with this thing.
Doxy comes back with a. Does he have that? I think he has the Omni.
Omni tool.
Not the Omni tool, but the one that lets you see all the different auras, thermal sight, and all
Yep.
that.
He's got the blast shield.
My wife, everyone.
Yeah, so grappling hook is he has a spectrum visor. So he just modifies using the same schematics as the Spectrum Visor and Safia's Industrious Worker. He crafts a makeshift brainwave scanner and scans the creature and says, there's no brain activity in that creature, Captain.
All right. I guess we need to go to the. I don't necessarily want to run the risk of flying a ship through the sun again. I don't know if the sun always opens up like it did last time. What do you think? What do you think, Kevshet?
She's not there. She left you to go meditate. Nobody's gotten bugger.
Okay, I call her on the comms.
Yes.
So this thing doesn't have brain waves, and Doxy built a brain wave scanner, and obviously it doesn't work because there's no brain waves.
Well then,
my first thought is fly back into the sun, but at the same time, it kind of sounds like a risky gamble. I don't know if the sun always works like that.
What about going to an anti-magic zone?
what about me just walking up? Hold on a moment. Where is this thing? And she kind of walks out of her room and goes, Where are you all? Where's this?
Probably in the kitchen / conference room with the containment unit set on the table.
So it doesn't have any brainwaves. That means technically it's a living organism without brainwaves. It's dead. Correct?
You know what? You're the medical professional.
Or we are in agreement in that technically this thing is. Would she think that this thing had been or would be living? A creature. It is a creature, correct?
I think last time we or you guys came to the conclusion that it's more akin to a plant.
Yeah, but it's a creature, specifically.
Well, in D&D terms,
Yes,
it's not a creature.
Well, then why did my low-key creature work on it?
Oh, yeah. That would have been... let's say it counts as a creature for the purposes of spells, but it's not a sentient creature.
Okay, that works. Well, alrighty then. You know... This is going to sound very, very stupid, but, I'm just going to sit here and ask a higher authority for better information.
If only we had a druid here, maybe they could speak to it.
Or, I could just...
to talk to,
the plants, the actual entity. I once saw an experience where I saw an individual, a druid in particular, cast Speak with Animals, and then everything around him for 30 feet started talking, or Speak with Plants even. It was even worse. They started talking. It became very creepy. You don't want to know what your lettuce thinks of you, ever.
Yeah, no, there's a reason we don't keep a druid around on the ship, but, right now in this very specific situation, one would be.
Well, yes. Do you mind if I'm going to do this the shorthand way? Usually I'm just doing this the easy way, and, I'm sorry, this is going to look very creepy, Eddard. Or at least you're going to think it will. And she's going to sit at the table and put her hands on either side of the thing and just kind of shift her holy symbol in front of her, breathe in and out, and cast Commune with the Void, which looks a whole lot creepier in public when they're just kind of this image of darkness kind of envelops around her.
Tendrils of darkness wrap around you as your eyes turn to jet black. Your head throws back in a forceful twitch, and you can ask your questions. 3 questions, if I remember right.
3 questions that are phrased as a yes or no, and you can choose how much information you give me.
Well,
And
it's
she's
yes or no or unclear.
Yes, no, or well, I have to phrase it as yes or no, but the most standard answers are yes, no, or unclear, and the DM can choose if the information would be confusing if they can give more information based on how it's.
All right.
That's why it's a great ritual spell to always have. And she's going to ask, is it possible with our current means of technology to communicate with this entity?
No.
Is there a way to gain the information we are required, according to your darling brother, without communicating directly with this entity?
Yes.
How do I want to phrase this last one? That's be yes or no. Do any of us here know how to get that information at this current moment?
Wait, repeat the beginning?
Do any of us currently here on this ship know how to gain that information in this current moment?
No, as in have the means to get the information? Yes. No, as in already know the answer as to how? No.
And then she'll just kind of breathe in. She would say, thank you, of course, for your time. I do appreciate it. It's much more preferable to talk to you than your brother. And then just breathes out, and everything about her returns to normal. The lights come back, and it's much more pleasant in the kitchen. So,
Magic.
So what did we learn?
well, we learned that we can't talk to it. We are able to get the information out of it without talking to it. Knowing specifically how at the current moment, no, we don't know, but there are people on this ship who can figure that out. So I recommend we find Whitney and Doxy and Rosemary and have, like a whole brainwave kind of thing going.
What
if
about
this is something-
Volon?
Oh, Volon's works too.
What if this is something dumb like we plug a USB cord into it and it magically just uploads it to a computer?
Go right ahead and try.
You know what? This
I'm
thing
not-
is ridiculous enough that, why not? And I grab a USB flash drive and I stick it in the thing and see if any data transfers.
Excuse me, you need to flip it.
Other way
Yeah.
around. You plug your flash drive into the creature. You realize as you insert the key in it that it has the same consistency as moist cake.
Mm-hmm.
You're just hurting it now.
Moist cake.
Moist.
Moist. But it doesn't transfer anything to your key.
Yeah, I figured it was a long shot, but why not?
No, Captain, it was a very viable idea. Twitch, do you know anything about this item?
I don't know. Have you tried dissecting it?
I mean,
I pull out my sword, turn it on.
not the table.
Oh, Twitch, grab that.
Yes, sir. And he
Can
grabs
we
the
scan
containment
it
unit.
to make sure that? Oh God,
I mean,
Captain.
if we skip to dissection and we kill it, and we need it alive to transfer the information, we're gonna have a problem.
I know. Thank you, Twitch, for grabbing that. I'm gonna turn my sword off. Let's.
That's no
Is the
fun.
kitchen the right place for us to be doing that? We do have like a lab and a place of
Yeah, I was
magic.
kind of
done.
sitting here wondering why we decided to set this up in the kitchen and instead of the arcane lab. But when the great voice in the sky says you set it up in the kitchen,
Well,
that's where you set it up.
You can set it
Doxy-
up in the arcane lab if you want.
Well, I was
That would
being
make
concerned
sense.
about Foxy's certain levels of judgment. He was a little twitchy earlier today, Captain. Did you not see it?
Yeah, no, I don't know what caused that. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Captain Rarely, if you're going to cast spells on him, at least inform me beforehand so I can monitor his health.
If he supplemented spells that I cast on him with any chemicals, that's not on me. But if you're familiar with the spell Sophia's Industrious Worker, that's what I cast.
What
All
happens
right,
if
so-
you mix that and Crash Cola?
So yeah, if he's mixing that with Crash Cola, cocaine, or death sticks, or any number of other sci-fi space drugs, then that's
What
not
about
on
roaches?
me. Roaches
I don't want to
as
ever
well.
see. I don't want to ever see that. No. Oh, okay. Alrighty then. I'm making a note, and she just kind of pulls out her little data pad and just types a few things.
So, everyone is called to the arcane lab. Whitney shows up, Rosemary shows up, Twitch was already there. Stella is here with 2 Wizmos on her head.
Wow, this area looks a whole lot like the arcane lab now instead of the kitchen. I'm glad we had the foresight to set it up here instead of there.
Are
And then the arcane
the
lab
Wismos
just-
like writing Stella
Yeah, they're writing Stella.
to war?
No, just you called everyone, so everyone is here. Volans is
Volans?
remoting.
Oh,
With a little robot with a screen?
Yeah, there's a drone with a screen. Like one of the servitors is just holding a data pad.
all right. Theoretically, according to certain entities, we know how to do this, but we don't know that we know how to do this. So, what have we got? Ideas. Let's go.
Oh, by the way, yeah, I'm glad to hear that you had your spellbook back for a while. I thought that you were spellless.
No, nobody just thought to ask me.
Yeah, that's on me. Sorry.
But Twitch was nice enough to give me back my spellbook after I asked nicely.
Yeah, it was
Sorry.
really only restricted from you at a like we were scared of what you might do with something as small as prestidigitation.
I mean, I can do sparkles. Sparkles.
Oh, you can
What
do magic.
actually happens since he's not fully trained yet?
I'm gonna
What
ask
actually
you to
happens,
roll
Simon?
an Arcana check. Which you're probably not proficient in at the moment. 18! Yeah, you actually cast Prestidigitation properly and make sparkles appear between your hands.
You're so lucky he didn't give you disadvantage. I'll tell you right now, that's what I would have done.
He's down to 2 weeks. He's down to 2 weeks.
Yeah, he's almost through his, almost completed his, training, learning. And Whitney says, wow, that's impressive. You, once you get a hang of how to cast spells regularly, I can show you a whole lot more.
Crack my fingers. Right. 2 weeks. Ish.
You're gonna want to make sure that your fingers stop cracking like that. You need them for all the minute movements.
Excuse me. Copyright infringement. Right there.
Nope. Only if we use the lyrics.
Oh, really?
Well, if we go longer than 30 seconds and use the lyrics.
Carry on then. I like that Disney moment.
But Whitney turns around and says, I have no clue at all. I mean, I could cast... I have a few spells that I can cast on it, but I figure you guys have probably tried it already.
No, we've tried to brain scan it and we tried plugging in a USB.
And by we, he means he did.
And Twitch says,
It wouldn't work.
Twitch
I'm
says,
just exasperated by this whole thing, just to be clear.
Which is, we tried this dissecting it, but the captain doesn't want to.
Well, let's leave that as our last resort option.
Do we know if there's anything on the inside, like it's hollowed and there's like a data pad or something?
I'm going to cast Detect Magic on it and stare at it for a few rounds.
You're blinded.
There is no magic coming out of it.
Cool. No magic, no auras.
No.
All right.
Whitney casts Detect Thoughts on it. And she
Interesting point of order. She would not get anything from Kevichet.
Oh, she was only looking at but it's true, you got the Ring of Mind Shielding.
Yep.
She looks at the pod and she clutches her head and stops the spell almost immediately, going, "Ah!
Darling, are you...
Creams!"
Yes, apparently that's its ongoing problem. Here, would you like... look at me. Are you well?
I have a pounding headache.
Well, we can fix that in a moment. And she's just going to, reach her hands and just kind of bring them down on the sides of her head and cast, a level 1 healing word.
Let's maybe try flicking off the containment unit real quick. You read it as soon as we do, and then as soon as you're done reading it, we flip it back on, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, because right now it's in pain constantly.
Yeah.
You think that's like keeping the stuff inside? So if we stop the pain, the thing's gonna come outside, and we'll be able to see what's on the inside.
I don't know. I mean, I know this thing screams vocally when...
Is it this button? Doop.
Well, hold on. Because this thing screams psionically when it's not exposed to pain. But apparently we can still hear it screaming when we detect its
No,
spot.
that's because the DM forgot that it was still in the containment unit. So I was going to say she would have taken it out of the containment unit to cast Detect Thoughts on it.
Yeah, because the containment unit would prevent her from seeing the magic.
Okay.
All right.
And while
That makes
inside
sense.
the containment unit, it does not emit a single thought.
Okay. So it screams in pain when it's outside of the containment unit. And it does not emit thoughts when it is outside of it. Okay. Know what? How about this? We take it out of the containment unit and then use the brain scanner that Doxy made.
You take it out. Doxy scans it. It says, still nothing. There's some sort of background noise to it. I think that's the psychic scream.
No.
What if
bring
that's
bring that up.
It
And then
puts it on a hard light display, and you notice there's no real activity, but from time to time, the reader just goes like beep, just a little bit.
does that look anything like, a certain giant frickin' ball of gas's level of communication?
Nope.
Does it look like a heartbeat?
No, not even. It's
It's
irregular.
like a up and down.
It's irregular,
line.
but it's never defined enough. Like, you can see it because Doxy points it out and he stops the recording the moment it happens. It's a few pixels high. Like, that's how much activity there is. So
Okay,
it's
so I guess-
practically nothing. It's probably just enough to emit the psychic scream.
All
So I
right,
guess
well.
we just put it back in after we try that for now.
Rosemary asks, not that I know a lot of things about alien pods and psychic screams, but could it be in its blood?
Well, that's something we haven't tried yet. Thank you, Rosemary. This is why we have crew open conversations, right, Captain?
Yep,
Is it the first time we've done this?
in a while.
Okay.
I didn't invite you to the last one.
Excuse me?
Well, you were in a fighter jet at the time.
Oh. Fair enough. What about you, Volan? Any thoughts aside from eating it? No? I mean, maybe...
Oh,
when
I could
we
eat
took
it.
when we took it out, did you hear anything with your majestic dragon ears?
Not on the same plane of existence.
There's that.
Hmm.
All right. Well,
you.
it's a good thing I always bring my medical kit everywhere, or at least my foot. Captain, do you think we can take it out long enough for me to see if there's any blood within it to remove?
I don't see why not.
All right. Well, I have a syringe and a couple of gloves, and let's see what this does. And she will attempt to draw blood from the thing.
You draw a bluish purple ichor from inside the thing. It looks like almost jelly in consistency. It's hard to actually draw any of it, like compared to blood, where it's very easy because there's both pressure and it's
Yeah.
liquid. This one, really, you had to pull the syringe like all the
more
way
like
back. to
more
get
like
a
a
feel for
spinal tap.
Yeah,
Nice.
but you have like 2 or 3 cc's of it.
Alrighty then.
No
Um,
change on the brainwave activity thing while we were doing that?
Not at all.
My god, that
Yes.
thing's a real cake.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate your thingy. And she just kind of puts it back in the thing and closes it.
Oh my gosh, it has the consistency of moist cake. I swear, Simon. If the answer is eat this, I swear, Simon.
She's going to take this over and take it over to, assuming that the arcane lab you can set up to attach to her medical scanners or whatever. There's probably a connection that you could, do basic things with, so it can, and kind of do a complete, blood panel on this fluid.
It's icy. I'm ready for
Almost.
it.
The jelly substance has a lot of alien microorganism floating in it. It's strange and almost unrecorded. I say almost because you have access to a wealth of information from the ship. And some of that information comes from Zredrick.
Mm-hmm.
And this thing is parallel to how the Rothians create other Rothians.
Oh.
It's been concocted in a lab, created for the sole purpose of who knows what, but it is living and has a very complex, like, microfauna living on it.
Mm-hmm.
To keep it alive and well. But the thing itself, if it was to be put in like a sterile environment, you would get to the core of what this thing is. It would probably die in the process, but you would find out what it is. The other thing that you think you could potentially glean out of it is through its actual DNA.
Well, I can't do that up here. I'm going back to my lab and do a full DNA sequence. Don't eat it yet, Captain.
May I
No,
suggest...
that was out of character, just to be clear. I was talking PM.
No, she would have just said that based on general conversation that has happened.
Okay.
Even in character. I mean, think about that.
I have no desire to eat this thing.
I'm gonna hide the plates behind my back.
I saw that, Edod.
What? It was a thought.
All right. I'm assuming she still has some sample left.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. You
she
can
would just
draw
walk-
another one if you wanted to.
She might draw a second just to be on the safe side because Kebichet is a paranoid perfectionist. It isn't paranoia if they really are out to get you.
Right, Captain?
And she would just walk down to her medical lab and do a full gene sequence and of the creature itself, but she'd also attempt to do a basic gene sequence of whatever microorganisms she could find.
The gene sequence of the microorganisms is just, it's new, unrecorded in the ship's database. They are tiny parasites, virus, bacteria that protect the pod from various diseases and others and such. Probably as a mean of protecting whatever's inside of it.
All right.
And the gene sequence of the thing itself, the sort of jelly substance,
Yeah.
you get something weird. You don't get the proper, you know, when you see like a sequence of DNA, it's like all of these
Yeah,
spheres
a double
connected.
helix.
Yeah. Instead of the regular double helix that you see, it's more like a ladder,
Mm-hmm.
and each rung of the ladder, some of them are closer together, some of them are farther apart. Some of them are a lot farther, like it leaves gaps
Yeah.
in it. And judging by the grouping of those little bars, you get, you know, numbers. 3, 5, 7, 10.
She starts writing them down. Captain, I think I have a whole bunch of coordinates typed into his genome.
Thank goodness. I saw Ed sharpening a knife earlier, so.
What? I need to find a way to cut fruits?
And with that, you get the coordinates. A coordinate for a planet called Card 4.
K-A-R-D or C-A-R-D?
C-A-R-D.
So
And
what?
I was gonna
Sorry.
say we're just gonna take a quick break because I need to bio real quick, but we're almost at our scheduled break anyway, and we'll come back as the crew types in the coordinates, and we'll see what happens. Stay tuned, everyone. We'll be back in about 5 to 8 minutes. And we're back. So, you've got the coordinates from the creature's DNA.
So what do we do with it now?
Well, Kevashet, you ran the blood test on it. Is this anything? Yeah, what is this?
Is it cake?
It is not cake. I also don't recommend eating it.
Not planning on doing that.
There are a number of microorganisms along its outside that are new and unknown, and would probably have very adverse effects on you. So, don't eat it. I recommend holding on to it in its current stasis field for the moment. You never know, you know.
When it might come in handy?
Yep. You never, I mean, such things are very much, let's be honest, it's a giant ball of gas expelled this from its internal whatever, instead of giving someone a basic yes or no answer when they asked.
Yeah, no, that's kind of what's been, so exasperating about this whole thing.
So is it actually alive?
Well, it's living in the sense that like a plant is living.
Oh, so we shouldn't feel any kind of remorse just zapping it.
Well, I feel some minor remorse, but at the same time I understand that it's medically necessary. I do a lot of things that are medically necessary. And realistically speaking, zapping a non-sentient creature to prevent it from turning into a giant summoner for Rothians is, not the worst thing I've ever done in my life, Edod.
In the zap machine it goes. I'm
And
gonna scrape it off the plate into its container.
why did you take it out of its container, Edod?
Wait, it wasn't already out of the container?
No, I had put it back after I'd taken the samples from it.
Then ignore what I said.
Mm-hmm.
I
Hey,
was
Captain.
not gonna eat it, I swear.
Captain,
I just put a cherry cordial in front of Edod. Yes, Kevashet.
you said, how is that lawsuit going?
Pretty much right now just stalling it in court. It's just a matter of, keeping things not moving until I can get there and, deal with the actual case.
Mm.
It's one of those things where I can only do so much when I'm not on planet.
No, I understand that. It is problematic to not actually be physically present and therefore able to deal with all of these things. It makes life complicated. I understand. Oh, by the way, if it should possibly come about that a certain individual might possibly... Oh, shite, you destroyed the firm.
Yep, no more fun.
Then even a small little bit of it?
No. Captain,
Yep.
how widespread were certain information sent to certain people?
Public knowledge to basically everyone. If
All right. So that's gonna suck.
Oh,
Kind
I
of
mean,
lot.
any files related to anyone on the crew was obviously, left out.
Oh well, I do appreciate that.
I mean, but I don't know how thorough Doxy was with the checking, relations. So, if it was, a file related to Kevashet or Katesh, probably got caught in Doxy's filters. Something related to a family member, I can't say for certain. You'll have to speak to Doxy on that.
Oh, no, it's more along the lines of, how... when we got there, we got off. I don't have to go back onto that space station ever again, right, Captain?
No, you don't ever have to go onto the scary space station with all of the nice, scary people.
With the nice cops who are probably going to have a warrant for my arrest at some point in the near future. Thank you, Captain. I do appreciate your patronization.
Yes, the warrants that or not the warrants, the why did my brain just stop working? Not a warrant. The opposite of a warrant. When you immunity. Yeah, the immunity deals that I made sure to get everyone on the crew. They're going to be.
Oh,
really
good. Oh, nice to know that. I would have liked to have known that. That would have been good.
Well, we did just get off the ship.
Yes, but these things are kind of important and
Mhm.
would have prevented some panic attacks, Captain.
I do what I can.
I do appreciate it.
So yeah, no, everyone on the crew has a immunity deal with any previous dealings with the firm, and you are all effectively deputized by the Knights, so you're officially, unofficially part of the organization.
All right, I can work with that as long as no one's going to be, complaining about 30 years of various appropriate actions that needed to be taken at the time.
I mean, did anyone ever say anything about the Void to you at any point on that ship?
Captain, I wasn't as much concerned about the Void as about 30 years of me working for the firm as a contractor.
Oh, well, no one's ever going to know, but...
Oh, well, in that case.
Again, Doc sees filters.
Oh, well, then I'm not going... As long as you've got the letters of immunity and Doxy managed to prevent certain things from getting out, then I'm not going to be concerned about certain things that may or may not have happened in the last 30 years.
Yeah.
And if anyone asks, I will entirely answer questions to you, and only you. And maybe my cousin's husband.
I'm sorry?
Your charming general who's married to my cousin.
Oh, you're just saying you only want to deal with me and him. Okay. You do you. So, we've got the coordinates. We have the weird... what is it, a biomass? A plant?
Biomass might be the most appropriate term for it, but I thought you guys had zapped it.
Oh no, it's still in the container being zapped.
Okay.
Yep. Kebichet said there might be value in holding on to it for now.
Mm-hmm.
You never know. We could need it to open a lock.
Who knows? Old Un was wonderfully
Helpful.
straightforward and exactly where we needed to go and exactly what we needed to do when we get there, so that we can get the thing that will help us do the other thing that we know exactly what it is, because we were given so much clear information from the near omniscient being that we spoke to only a couple weeks ago. That was so informative. That conversation was so informative.
Well, that's why I had a much better conversation with my deity. Which, by the way, if you don't need me anymore, Captain, I'm going back to meditating because I need to recenter myself after a shit ton of crap has happened.
All right, you do, and we'll get the ship going where we need to go. To card the... Was it card 4 or card 2?
Card 4.
Card 4. Yeah, we're going to head to card 4, and we're going to find the codex, and hopefully that'll give us some more answers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Gonna go punch that into the computer, get behind the wheel, and
And there's a warning.
okay, now let me re-input the coordinates.
And there's
What's the warning say?
The warning says that the planet is under control by the Rothians.
How old is this warning? When is it dated?
10 years ago.
We're a little late.
Well, let's hope the codex is still there, because... Yeah, this is the only clue we have.
How bad is a planet commandeered by the Rothian? Like, is it full-on Zerg invasion? Would they just terraform the planet, or?
Well, generally speaking, what I've seen in my experience is they go to a planet, they kidnap every living being on it, and then they disappear back into the black, never to be seen again, leaving the planet barren, desolate, and empty. Now, if we have a warning saying that Rothians are sticking around,
Well, it's not that they stuck around. It's more like I should have rephrased it as the planet was attacked by Rothians.
okay.
So yeah, they came, they did their things, and technically they left.
Oh,
Gotcha. So, yeah, I mean, you could expect a planet devoid of any.
danger.
No, I wouldn't say danger. I mean, so they're probably not going to take plant life, but it would be devoid of any animal life, likely, depending on how thorough they were. I mean, it's also one, so we could see some sort of crazy plant monsters. You never know. This is a crazy galaxy. But we could see some living creatures that managed to hide away from the attack. Or we could see a planet completely devoid of any animal life whatsoever.
Twitch, how's your flamethrower?
Locked and loaded, sir.
Okay, well, we're not going to be there right away, but if it's not a planet devoid of plant life that's hostile, trying to eat our fleshy bits, I'm counting on you.
And again, there still could be people, there still could be animals. It all depends on how much the Rothians took before they left.
Okay. So in those 10 years, nobody went back to that planet to check things out.
Well, I mean, if our system is up to date.
Well, maybe people did, but no one bothered to remove the warning.
I'm running Windows Update.
Sure, you get that same warning from card 4.
Yep.
You actually get it from the last 10 years? Well, 10 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
12
Hey,
years ago?
Alex, it's Windows OS.
Oh, that's right. Windows for Space Windows.
So 10, 12, 18, and 24 years ago.
But I
It comes
have
back?
a feeling that maybe Doxy has the ship Slinix, because he's.
That's why nobody can understand it. Like, nobody understands a thing about the OS of your ship.
There's such a thing as Linux.
But we definitely don't run on Smack.
Nope.
No,
But
not
there
on
are
that
some
thing.
Smack that are being prepped.
Yeah, we're not in an iShip.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So is there a way for us to get to that system but far away enough that we could just poke around? How far away are our
Your radar?
probes, if we have any?
The only real probe that you would have would be to send Lola out.
I mean, I can do it.
I mean, I can always run the deep scan action as the captain.
How
We
deep?
have sensors.
Yep.
How close do we have to be from that planet?
Let me check. Captain Action.
Well, you're gonna look at the sensor item.
Sensor
On ship.
items? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have sensors on our ship, so
Yeah. Deep scan is the action to use the item.
Oh, okay, good. Sensor is 100 miles.
all right. Well, you can definitely do it from orbit.
Yeah.
All right, putting in the coordinates. Probably can do sublight in there, so maybe get us like a day out in case there's a lot of Rothian and we just enter smack down into it. We have time to turn around and just hightail for now. I want to stay far, but that's too far.
It's gonna take you about a week and a half to get to the nearest Moss station. Unless you want to try an unassisted jump straight from here to there, in which case it might be a little faster. But from the closest Moss station, sublighting it to card 4 would take you 2 days.
Hey, I give Eddard a cherry cordial.
Yeah.
Do you eat it?
No, I stopped taking this a long time ago.
Oh, okay. So what are you eating now?
Well, I was gonna eat an apple and just cut it with pieces with my knife to be badass.
All right, you do you. Here, take this roach.
You do know that Doxy
What?
can do this without the roaches, right?
He does need the roaches. He just doesn't get addicted to them.
You're gonna give that to me.
But he's busy. Doxy's busy with inventing things for us.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Eddard, I'd prevent you from getting addicted. It's not hard.
So what's in the cherry cordial that you gave me?
A roach.
Yeah. No. When you said you don't take him anymore, I just push it back forward and be like, here, take the roach.
Don't get addicted to this.
Don't worry, you won't.
I know this is bad stuff.
That's not bad as long as you don't get addicted.
I'm a good boy.
And I can prevent you from being addicted.
Okay, so I guess I put it in my mouth and I crunch away.
No, you swallow it whole, don't you?
I just wasted one.
Consuming a roach, well, it doesn't really say how you consume it. It just says you consume it. So it's kind of a however he wants to imagine it, honestly.
And roach is addictive over long term, so...
Okay. I don't know that.
If you
I don't
take
do
it,
drugs.
if you take it once, you must make a DC 13 Wisdom saving throw.
Can I be standing next to him because I'm totally letting him do this without medical supervision and guidance?
Oh wait, saving throw?
That would have been bless instead of guidance.
Oh yes.
Well, is that
bless.
what you rolled?
Yes.
So you get it. You got it. You're not addicted.
Oh,
And now I
sorry,
can
sorry.
see the universe.
Yeah, you see the void. You see the breadth of space. Planets and constellations and stars and nebulae. You can ride on solar waves. You can touch the ether. Everybody else, you just see him at the control of the ship, drooling a little. But through these newfound senses and sensibilities, you know exactly what to punch in to jump close to the planet, but not close enough for you to be in danger if anything was to happen.
All right,
How far out from the planet do you want to jump?
I want to jump 1 day until we get to the planet. Like sublight 1 day of travel.
All right. The ships into the void and out of the void. A day away sublight at sublight speed from card 4.
Anything detected on radar? On visual pickup?
No
I
ships, no
roll.
nothing.
I roll my deep scan
Mhm.
to roll an investigation of the planet.
Well, we're not at the planet yet. What?
Oh, sorry. I thought. Yeah, we're still a day away. Once we're there, I use investigation through deep space.
Yeah,
I
we'll
mean-
keep your
Yeah,
24
keep scanning.
for.
Or,
We'll
Or
keep
you
your
know, you
24
could
for
do that of the general space that we're traveling through.
Oh yeah, I'm opening up the blinds. Do we see like an armada of ships?
No. No, the entire place is desolate.
Okay. We see the planet in the very vast distance.
Yep. Small.
Ah. I'm gonna aim myself there and just cruise control.
It's gonna take a day. Is there anything that you guys want to do during that day to prepare?
Kebuchet is going to turn to the captain, Doxy, and Eddard and hand them. Actually, ask them all to come to the kitchen. The three of them.
To war room.
It's the kitchen, dear.
I go to the kitchen, take the label off the door, flip it around, put it back. Kitchen.
It's kitchen. Honestly, why do you, I don't understand. So I've been in a little bit of experimentation things.
Okay.
So yeah, and she's just gonna shove at you 3 small, thin metal bracelets. Each of you.
Death ward?
on this one. Death wards.
I slap my bracelet on.
I put it on. Ooh, fashionable.
Yes. You don't need to touch it to activate it. It will remain inactive until you choose to do so, and then you will have 8 hours in which you will be protected from death.
Good to know.
So I have that and my armor to protect me from death.
Well, in this particular case, the death ward, basically, if you would drop to 0 hit points as the result of taking damage, you instead drop to 1 hit point.
Do I drop anyway? Do I still fall?
No.
No, you instead stay at 1 HP.
Oh, just like the orcs.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you are hit with a targeting spell, like say, Finger of Death, which would kill you outright, it doesn't do that.
A beholder's disintegrate ray.
You know, these
It's a little
kind of things. Good things to have, right?
Oh, especially since what we've been fighting so far.
Mm-hmm. Kebuchet is paranoid, but she's prepared.
Have you used the relaxation room, by the way?
You mean the movie theater in public?
Well, it's not in public. Just like a door that closes.
I've also seen that couch. I've known what's happened on that couch. I don't know anything near that couch.
What is happening on that couch?
You don't want to know, dear.
Well, you've piqued my curiosity.
Well, if you want, ask Walt to just look at it under a black light.
Oh, it's that bad. Oh my god, I slept on that couch.
I'm much better. I had a very pleasant meditation. Life is good.
Okay.
What you
How
don't
are
see
you,
can't
Captain?
kill you.
I mean, there's a lot of diseases that I can't see.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We need a new couch.
So a day after, you approach card 4.
Right.
It's from afar, looks like a rocky planet devoid of water for the most part. There are a few... There are gigantic lakes. Seas, really. There's no actual ocean on that planet. All around the planet is this ring of destroyed space stations and ships that just orbit card 4. Some of them, clearly you can see, are Rothian.
Bless you.
Sorry. But others seem to be human ships, dwarven ships, Nautilid. There doesn't appear to be any spaceport or dedicated spaceport that shows up on your radar. You could land anywhere. Actually, you don't know where on that planet the Codex could be. And then the captain makes a deep scan.
It's right there, guys.
12?
You
24.
You actually detect the presence of a powerful signal that you recognize. Well, powerful. You can detect it on your radar, like a communication coming from the planet. That goes like this.
Can we take previous translation and that we've no actually we just take Doxy's translator and we plug it in.
The universal translator.
Yep.
It says the same thing. Scarlet Trust.
All right, let's follow the signal.
Is the signal like at a certain point on the planet itself, or is it coming from the planet?
It's a bit of both. As you approach the location of where that signal is emitted, you realize that there are no buildings around. You find yourself hovering over what seems to be a desolate wasteland. There are ruins nearby, but they would be maybe an hour's drive away from the location of the signal. And there doesn't seem to be anything sticking out of the ground, like an antenna or a compound or what have you, that could potentially emit that. But you are, with the ship, standing right above the spot on the planet where that signal's coming from.
Captain, would your scans tell us if the atmosphere is breathable, any toxins, anything of that nature?
Are we good, Simon?
No, you're not.
So not breathable air.
Yeah, the planet has been nuked to a point where the atmosphere has been severely damaged. And while there might be pockets of breathable air from time to time, chances are you will not have enough oxygen to do any strenuous activity while you're on the planet.
All right, I'll be prepared then to take care of it.
Alrighty then. Well, I guess we need to follow that signal and, have spacesuits, but, I know you've got your abilities to, create an atmosphere around you, but I don't know how that's gonna, I don't know if that pushes radiation out, right?
It does. It pushes everything out. Clean, breathable air centered on a point you range. 30 sphere of radius of 30 feet, so a diameter of 60. Nice big. And airborne substances such as poisonous gas, smog, or fog cannot enter the sphere, and any such substances already within the sphere's area are destroyed. If such a substance is created by a spell of a higher level than this one, it is unaffected. But
so the question is radiation? Radiation is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
well,
Is there an actual atmosphere or anything that would prevent the planet from being absolutely irradiated by whatever nearby star?
No, radiation from that planet's sun, it won't reach you, but there might be lingering radiation from all the nukes that were set off on the planet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, reading through radiation on 287 to see what it's considered, because I don't think it's considered a gas.
Well, no, it would be.
What about the nukes themselves? Aren't they anti-magic?
It's described as lingering radiant energy, essentially.
But yeah, in this case, I would rule it that zone of atmosphere does not protect from radiation.
All right then. Well, that just means you need to wear your spacesuits.
Yeah.
The atmosphere will be protected, and that'll be better.
In fact, I think we actually have a hazmat suit specifically for radiation in our gear section. Do we have hazmat suits on the ship, Simon?
Unless some of you bought some.
I mean, let's see. I have a life suit plus my actual armor comes with a life suit.
Life suit is yes. That's what that is.
The life suit would protect against hazmat.
Yeah, we don't have like hazmat suit. I believe it's called life suit.
Then I got 2 of those.
Does it count as a magical item? Or... Oh, no, it's not a magical item.
Well, technically, all technology is magical.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not in the magic item section of the
Yeah,
book.
no, it's in the gear section. But it does insulate you from extreme environmental temperatures and makes you immune to poisons, gases, and pathogens. Doesn't actually say anything about radiation, though.
What about my space marine armor? Would that protect me from radiation?
I would assume you would have to have some level of radiation protection to protect you from your own engine.
Yeah, there's
I've been
that.
carrying a nuke on my back this whole time.
Well, I don't know how it's actually performed, but there has to be some level of engine protection, engine shielding from the suit.
It's probably magic, but let me check. It's your impulse frame, right?
Yes.
It counts as a life suit, so it...
It's kind of like up to Simon on whether or not it.
Yeah,
life
I'll
suit
say that
protects.
life suits protect you from radiation, because if they let you stay out in open space, in the vacuum of space, normally,
Mhm.
like, there's radiation in space. So
Oh, yes.
it would protect you. So so far you have one life suit and your armor. So there's one person amongst the 3 of you that can be protected from radiation.
2 if we share his life suit, second life suit.
Well, there's only one life suit and then one armor so far.
Yeah, but his armor counts as a life suit.
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, he's gonna be protected because he's gonna wear the armor. So one.
Yeah.
Of the
Oh, so
2
you're
of
saying
you,
one
yeah.
one in addition to him. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I actually have a life suit that came with my starting equipment. Yes.
Well, then they all are protected.
Mm-hmm. She before. Are we touching down, sir?
Yeah, we're probably gonna have to touch down to pick up the codex.
All right then. I shall wait, and after we're touched down, deal with this.
Okay, so we're going to touch down. I'm going to try to blend the ship as nice and possible.
You are the only thing with color amidst this wasteland of dark brown and grays. But you touch down.
We take out like a sword We don't have any kind of not shielding, but camouflage, do we?
Not that I've seen.
Nope.
Oh, that sucks.
And Doxy did a little bit flash on the paint job.
The scanner picks up various life signs around you. They're not close, but there are living organisms within 100 miles of the ship.
No more information than just life forms? Okay, fair enough.
Alrighty then.
I will go out first and make sure that all is cool around the ship.
I will follow the meat shield.
I suggest you stay inside until I make sure that everything is fine.
You go out and you walk a few paces around the ship. You notice that you landed on the carcass of some creature, a huge... It's probably like a mammoth or something that you guys just
Aw.
landed on. Oh, it's been dead for a while. But you notice that the skeleton of it is highly mutated.
Oh, if I can take pictures of this and send it over to Kibeshet, that's gonna be fun.
It's got 3 eye sockets. It's got 8 horns and bony protrusions on the brow, and one of the where its jowl would have been.
Look safe. I mean, that thing's dead for a while now, so I don't think it's coming back.
Alrighty then.
Come out, come out.
Would follow after the captain.
I followed.
Doxy, keep the engine ready to go quickly if we need to be.
Yep, not a problem. I will, and if there's anything, just call me and I'll come running.
Are we in is there any way to detect if there's any kind of anti-magic field around?
If someone could cast detect magic, you would.
I cast detect magic.
You don't feel any anti-magic field within 60 feet of you.
Okay. Because they did launch nukes, so nukes are not usually anti-matter.
It's arcane
Well,
warheads that create
Which
anti-magic.
create, yeah.
Okay, so it's not the same thing.
No, in this case,
Okay.
it's good old-fashioned nukes. They probably, the Rothians were there for the 4th time, so they probably tried to nuke the planet from orbit. And that didn't go so well.
Not well for anyone. Alrighty then. Why don't you all stay close to me, and she's gonna tap her own shoulder and cast Zone of Atmosphere around them all. Centered on her.
How far is it? How big is it?
It's a 30-foot radius.
Okay, I'm gonna
So
be
60 feet.
I'll be spearheading this expedition. I'll be like at the edge of the 30 feet.
Okay.
And does it create an actual like bubble that's visible, or is it just?
It's,
Well, I would assume, and given the current environment, that the atmosphere would be visible.
yeah, you would see it if only because the dust clouds that hang low to the ground, or even just the, from time to time you have like these small dust devils that crop up, like the moment that they touch the sphere, they dissipate. So there's a way to see the limit of it. So yeah, you can definitely, if you decide to remain within 30 feet, like, I'm not gonna fuck with you, you'll remain within 30 feet.
If at some point visibility drops, I'm gonna get out of the zone of atmosphere.
Okay.
If we create too much of a disturbance, it's just like because of this, there's a sandstorm of sword that blocks the view. I'll step out.
If anything, alright. And Zendak, where do you hang?
In between Kebashet and Meat Shield. I mean, Eddard.
Okay.
Eddard with all of his wonderful guns.
I have a roulette.
Today I will be using this one.
It's a squirt gun.
So you make your way towards the signal.
I should mention that my life suit definitely looks like a business suit. Similar to how, like, you know how on How I Met Your Mother, Barney has the pajamas that look like a suit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's like
suit. Yeah, okay.
I have a spacesuit suit.
With a fake tie and everything.
Yep.
Let's stay fashionable.
Mm-hmm.
You make your way towards where the signal has been coming from. And the terrain begins a slow descending slope. It seems to be going into like a sizable crater. That was probably made by a warhead. Or, could have been like a meteor that struck the planet ages ago or what have you. The thing is it's, devoid of vegetation or even water, so it could have been a lake too before. But as you do so, I'm going to ask all three of you to make a perception check.
Alright, her passive is 19.
20.
Wow,
Let's see.
you don't need to make a perception check.
8.
All right, Kevichet and Edard. As Zendak is too preoccupied looking left and right to make sure that nothing comes up on you, you notice tracks in the on the ground.
We immediately realize we're standing in the tracks.
Oh, no.
No,
Human,
it's
animal.
not human. It's the DM just needs to scroll to the proper page. There you go.
Keep in mind the book is completely bookmarked. If that makes it easier.
Yeah, I know, but I was like 6 pages away, so I'm not gonna go back
gotcha.
to the first page to click on the next link.
Fair enough.
It's a 4-legged creature with 4 digits. Digits that end in claws. And the tracks are fresh. They've been made maybe an hour ago at most. And as you look around with your 19 and 20, you notice from up on the ridge of that crater shapes like oversized wolves, except they're devoid of hair. In fact, from what you can see, they seem to be devoid of skin and just made of muscle and bone.
Have I seen anything like this at all? Ever?
Yes. From horror stories that are told when you are very young about the Rothians and what they do. And these are like Rothian attack dogs, if you will. Misshapen creature created through their own brand, the Rothians' brand of creating biomass. There are 6 of them. And you know from your perception check that they have seen you. They're about 200 feet away.
Well then, are they in our way as we're going to wherever this signal is?
No, but they're gathering and slowly moving in your direction. Prowling, as it were.
Captain?
Yeah.
Do you have your nice sharp pointy object on you?
I have this nice shiny gun, but I also have a nice shiny pointy sword too.
You might need both in the near future.
Alrighty then.
Like in the next 30 seconds.
Yep, my gun's already out, and I'm looking out of character. I thought you were about to throw us up against Vorteract, and I was just like, shit. I'm so glad that this is not that.
Really? Mm-hmm. He didn't say how many there were.
You shouldn't say anything about being glad.
Oh, okay.
He didn't say how many there were, Captain.
True.
Eddard, I'm assuming you're prepared?
Oh, I already have my rifle out.
Okay, good.
If you want to fire at them while they're still 200 feet away, I mean, you can, though it might alert them and make them more aggressive.
Do I know that? Because for me, they're animals. They might be scared of gunfire.
No, you know, I mean, you've hung out with Zred long enough that you know what these are. You know these are Rothians.
Also, do they look... we know that they've seen us. Do they look like they're, for using a better term, look like they're using pack tactics? And she's going to turn around and look behind her.
They're using pack tactics, yes, but they're not Velociraptor, where they use like one of them as a bait to focus your attention, divert your attention elsewhere. In this case, think of them more like a pack of wild, hungry dogs.
Yes, which use flanking to force prey into distant portions. The
Oh,
Velociraptor thing
they're
is not
definitely
uncommon.
trying to force you into a corner as
Okay.
they're gathering towards you. There are 2 groups of 3
Alrighty then.
moving to flank.
Worth noting, Eddard, you do have a new gun that does AoE damage.
Oh yes, that's what I have.
160 to 480 range.
Yeah, so they're coming at us. There's no way that it's not the case.
No. You can't be mistaken.
Okay, well, if you don't mind, I'm gonna rack the bolt, take aim, and I'm gonna go pew.
Go pew.
The thunder cannon goes pew.
22.
Yep. What's their dex? Okay.
Oh, and if they come like within 60 feet of us, I'm going to switch weapon. Is it 60 feet or am I mistaken?
So 1 and
80 feet.
2.
No, it would be 20 feet, and after that it's
Oh,
disadvantage.
right, sighted.
I'm looking at my
Yes.
swarm pistol. Swarm pistol is 15 to 45. So if they come within like 30 feet of me, I'm going to switch weapon.
2 of them will take the full brunt of the damage. The other one was a bit farther away, manages to dodge out of the way of your shot of the explosion of your thunder cannon at the moment it hits.
Yeah, okay. 5.
They each take 5 points of damage. The moment you fire, they know they've been spotted. They give chase. And they start running in your direction.
Do I have an action?
Yes, you do.
Smile, everyone.
I close my eyes.
And she's just going to reach up and pull down and cast Void Gaze at 120 feet.
They are 200 feet away, though.
It doesn't matter. She's casting it. She's putting the Void Gaze at 120
At
feet. but
120
they're looking.
feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So from her, which means that from them it's 80 feet, but they can see it.
But they have to be within the cube, the 30-foot cube.
Oh, okay. Then she would wait. She would wait on that.
So you can hold your action.
She's going to hold the action to do it.
Okay.
But that's what she's going to do when they get within 120 feet.
Okay. And what about you, Zandak?
Well, I do. Let me double checking the range on Eldritch Blast. How far away are they?
200 feet in closing?
100 feet? All right.
200.
Oh, 200. Well, in that case, I'm going to cast Mirror Image. Or no, not Mirror Image. After Image. And I'm gonna. I don't have anything that has 200-foot range, so I will ready an action to fire my standard carbine once they hit that 180 range.
Well, then I'm going to ask you all to roll for initiative.
I just remembered that I have more than one attack per round.
You do.
Oh, yeah. Make the other attack then.
Thank you.
So, yay!
Good thing you remembered.
Yes.
That's a crit. Let me roll for their... there's only one that needs to roll, actually, from that point on. So that's a hit on both of them. Roll for damage. 21.
Yes. Why is it that only one of them needed to make the roll? What happened to the other one?
Because
Because you already hit it.
Yeah, you already hit it, so it was pushed 5 feet to the side.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
So you still have like damage, 3 of them total. One of which took the brunt of it and died actually from the wounds.
Yeah, so the creature that you hit doesn't have to take the saving throw because it automatically fails because you hit it.
Okay.
It's like ice knife.
And Eddard, can you roll for initiative? Yay! So Eddard, Kebichet, the creatures, and then Zendak.
All right.
Yep.
I'm gonna go Pew once more. I feel like that rifle is really saving my butt right now. So right now they're all separated far enough that even though
so let's say the group on your left, there's only 2 of them left.
Okay.
If you fire at one, you're not gonna hit the other. The group on your right, though, they're still all together because you haven't fired. At them.
Switching at those ones.
Okay.
Ah,
11 misses.
once more.
10 misses. As you fire 2 shots, they go wide. The creatures jump out of the way at the last second, and your thunder rifle shot just goes boom on some of the rocks, scattering debris, dirt, and dust.
Okay.
Kebichet.
How far away are they? Did they get any closer?
Technically, they haven't moved yet because it's not their turn.
Okay. Well, then in that case, she's still holding her action for when they get close enough to do Void Gaze, but right now what she's going to do is, cast Beacon of Hope. Just kind of stand there with a Beacon of Hope up and just kind of holding her holy symbol that kind of casts out small waves of energy onto the captain and Eddard.
All right. Then these creature will dash forward 80 feet. They are now within 120 feet.
Can I use that held action from earlier, or should I wait till the next round? I can do either.
Technically, because you've used
No,
another
it's fine.
action.
Yeah, no worries.
Zendak.
Oh, I thought the creatures go, then I go.
Yeah, the creatures dashed
did.
forward. They're 120
okay.
feet away from you.
Oh, cool.
They were pretty far when they spotted you.
Yeah, so my ready to action then goes off. Cool. I fire my gun. Technically a disadvantage, but it doesn't matter.
Not for 24. Roll for damage and tell me between either the ones that were already damaged or the ones on the group that was on your right, which one of the 2 are you firing at?
The weakened one. And it's going to be 14 damage.
And another one goes down. There's now only 1 on the left and 3 on the right that are running.
Would you say that another one bites the dust?
Another one bites the dust.
Thanks.
Another one gone.
Ta-da-ta-ta-da.
That was your held action that took place as a reaction during their turn. So what do you do for your turn?
Okay, so I've already cast After Image. That was a lovely bonus action. So I'm going to also cast... let's see here. See if there's some other thing. I'm going to give us... No, the cover's not going to matter here. So...
Why would it not matter?
Because these things don't shoot bullets.
Oh, because as soon as they're within melee range, that cover is negated.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm going to sling some Eldritch Blasts instead.
Eldritch Blast.
16 hits.
Does this... Okay. And, that's weird. So because Eldritch Blast is supposed to be multiple missiles, but for some reason Roll20's just having it all happen at once.
No, you have to roll manually.
What?
Yeah, but
Well,
it rolled the damage like 2d10.
Yeah.
Oh, because when they put the damage in, they haven't separated it out as to damage type
Yeah.
1, damage type 2.
So just roll
Yeah.
a second attack roll. We'll see if that one hits. Then it's 7. Otherwise, it's just 4.
Okay. Let's do that.
Yeah, it hits. So 7 total.
7 total. So I hit the other one that was injured, I guess, for
Yep,
7.
if you want to.
Yep. Is it still up?
It's still up. It's the last one on the left, but it's being driven purely by its desire to feed on you. These creatures must have been starving on that planet.
I see. I'm going to go ahead and cast Transient Bulwark as a bonus action then, just in case.
Okay. We'll go back at the top of the round with Edard.
All right, we still have a cluster of them on the right.
Yep.
I'm gonna go boom.
That's a hit.
For 15. Oh wow.
And they were still in a group. One of them gets hit, so 2 of them take 15 points of damage.
Mm-hmm. And once again, hold on. Yeah, I can still attack, but after that, can I use my movement?
Yeah.
Will still be an action for me to drop my rifle and switch weapon, correct?
As part of an attack, I allow you to switch a weapon. So you would fire your second shot, drop the thunder rifle on the ground, and get another weapon out.
Well, you can just put it on the weapon wheel as part of that.
Yeah, it's a bonus action,
Right.
I think, with the weapon wheel.
No, it's an action to take something out of the weapon wheel.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
So that would just. So I'm gonna go boom.
That's a hit.
I hope it's not an action. That makes that item real bad if it is.
The other creature succeeds, so doesn't take anything. So none of them are dead, but one of them is severely injured as you fire 2 more shots into the group on the right.
Okay, I
Let's-
will.
It's as you take an interaction, or as you take an action, you can use the weapon wheel. So you could actually switch them out as your attack, like you would otherwise.
Yeah, at the end of your second attack, you can switch to a different weapon.
Okay, I'm gonna stow that one in
Mhm.
and take out both my swarm pistols since I have the quick holster thing that
Yeah.
Doc Steve made us,
Mhm.
and I'm ready for close quarter combat.
All right, Kevachet.
Well, I'm just going to count. I feel like making my life easy, and she's just going to take her hand and put it on her holy symbol, and then bring it up to her eye and just pull it out, and cast Eye of Anubis
Ooh,
at both groups.
what does that do?
It fires 2 rays simultaneously of necrotic energy towards a target.
Okay, and who do you target?
1 to each.
So one on the left, and one on one of the 3s that are on the right.
Exactly.
All right,
14 hit.
14 does hit.
Okay, good. So that's 11 to the one on the uninjured, and 4 to the one on the injured side,
Okay.
because of the way that progression works.
Yeah. So 4 and 21. There are a lot of them that are severely injured now. None of them are dead from those that you fired your rays at.
Mhm.
But they did take a good amount of damage as 2 black rays shoot forth from your fingers at 2 of the Rothian failures. They keep running in your direction. They are now within 40 feet, which means that next round they will pounce on you.
Maybe.
Captain, what do you do?
I'm gonna go ahead and take a shot at I'm gonna take a shot at the at one of them.
Group on the right, group on the left.
Is the one on the left still alive?
Yep, still up and standing.
It is no longer up and standing.
No, it is
Presumably.
not. It dies from the blast of your thaumatronic rifle.
Yep. That's actually 22, by the way, because of exploit vulnerability. Just so you know.
It still is a lot.
Yep.
It would have almost killed it one shot.
Yep. I forgot that last time with the Eldritch Blast applying that. Yep.
That one, the skull explodes in a shower of gore as it is hit by your, the blast from your rifle. It doesn't
Nice.
deter the 3 other that are on the right side. They're still running
Okay.
at you. Do you do anything else during your turn?
I'm going to. Let me see if I can get away with doing this. I'm thinking about using distort gravity to create an area for them to just run through and then hilariously fall upwards.
I didn't think distort gravity was a bonus action.
I can cast
Oh,
rituals
yeah.
as bonus actions as an investigator.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry.
No worries.
You get to cast all the fun spells.
I do. I very much enjoy it. And unfortunately, no, it won't work the way I want it to work.
Okay.
All right.
So then in that
so-
case... Yep.
I'll just pass my turn, yeah.
Okay. So we're going to move to Eddard at the top of the round.
All right, so they are within 45 feet, correct?
Yes, they are.
I will start spraying and praying. What I want to do is simple. I'm going to use my swarm pistols as automatics.
Mhm.
And if I kill one, I'm going to switch to another one. And I'm going to hose it down until it dies. And then I'm going to
Okay.
switch.
No problem.
So I do 2 attack at disadvantage.
Mhm.
So 1, 2,
That's a miss and a hit.
7.
It dies.
Good.
The first one falls flat down on the ground and skids for a few feet.
Good. Switch my aim to the next one. 1, 2.
Hit and miss.
Go with this. 8.
It is still standing. By
I guess I'm going to switch to my offhand.
Mm-hmm. Both hit.
It's just going to be 6 in this case.
It's dead.
Good. Can I use the same at that would be automatic on the same target, so I can't use it at 19 on that other one.
No, you needed both to kill it.
Okay, so I'm gonna so in that case, I'm gonna do an action surge to redo my attacks.
All right, there's only
On the last
one
one.
of there's only one of them standing.
Yep. 15,
That's a hit.
22,
That's a hit.
11, 18 total.
It's dead. As you spray and pray your way through the creatures, they fall down at your feet. The closest one got up to 30 feet before you put it down.
Well then, anything else around? Just going to take a quick glance around, make sure that firing gun hasn't attracted more attention.
Oh, it absolutely did. The desert planet with usually no noise, and suddenly we're just spraying and praying. Yeah, we need to move.
I mean, considering the fact that most thunder magic magic effects say that they can be heard within like 300-ish feet away, I imagine everything in a pretty large distance is
Now,
acutely
rather
aware
we're
of
here?
us. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, anything living, if anything is left.
Out of curiosity, do I get any sense of anything undead on this planet?
On the whole planet?
Or within the general vicinity?
Is this something that you just get?
I don't know, I'm just asking. I commune with my god. I ask questions.
Fair
Well,
enough.
you would need to commune unless you have an ability to detect undead.
Yeah. Or, you know, divination. Which she can cast, but she's going to hold on to that. She doesn't see any undead in the near vicinity, I should say. Looking around.
Nope. None of that.
Okay, good.
I'm gonna stow my swarm pistols and take my rifle out. One night I can use the. I'm at loss of word. The thing
The
is, you look
scope?
into. Thank you, the scope. Why would I forget that? To actually, literally, scope ahead of time. Use it as a binocular. Well, monocular.
Through the scope, you see in the distance, actually in the direction that you were going, down at the bottom of the slope, there's this protrusion of rocks and stalagmites and stalactites forming the entrance of a somewhat large cavern.
Does it look like a mouth with teeth?
Yeah, sure.
Is this where we're supposed to be going? Do we have any way of telling?
It's where the signal was coming from.
Now, is there light coming from the eyes and the mouth? And is it talking to a street rat about don't touch anything in it or something along those lines?
No, but there is the wreckage of what seems to be multiple ground vehicle around the entrance.
One of
Is
them.
one of them a very big, like, floating barge?
Nope. It's not a
Okay, good.
sarlacc. And it's not the mouth from Aladdin.
And it has nothing to do with Dune as well.
No, it's just an ominous cave.
Okay.
I'll take Ominous Cave over Sarlacc Pit any day.
Yeah, true.
There's actually a hoverboard that's broken down nearby. It says magic carpet on it. That's
That's the
snapped in
brand.
half. hmm
There's a dead monkey.
No, another monkey.
Whoa!
Not a
Monkeys-
boo.
Alright. Well,
Let's go.
let's get going.
Before we derail this any further.
You're
you,
welcome.
You make your way to the mouth of the cavern, and I'm gonna ask all three of you to again not make any perception check unless your passive is under 15.
Sup, observance.
You
Yeah,
all
that ex-
notice from the way you're coming from more of these Rothian creatures.
In.
There's
If I
like
have to, I'm gonna
a
pick up the
dozen
captain.
of them. They're pretty far away now. That we're gonna say a good like 800 feet. Through the scope, you can see them quite well. You know that your gun won't go that far. You were not sure if they've seen you, but
You know, I met an Evan East once, and he was trying to sell me some. He called it cat Rothian repellent, and I thought he was just a crazy man in a cat suit, so I turned him away. But man, do I wish that I had picked that up.
And I've heard of that gentleman. He seems to have some severe problems with bombs, however.
Yeah, I think I heard about that.
He just can't get rid of them.
rocks fall, everybody die.
I have no idea what's going on. Please spare me.
Adam West, 1960s Batman.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah. I'll take the hit too.
Yep, shark repellent.
Yep, shark repellent. Because,
And some days you just can't get rid of a bomb. But no, we're proceeding. I've got the zone of atmosphere still up because it's not concentration.
How long does it last?
An hour.
Okay. By the time you get inside the cave, it's gonna start fading away.
She'll cast it again.
Okay. Well, I just want to make sure you mark off your spell slots.
No, she is. That's literally. I'm paying attention. I'm not the one who used action surge on the laying tactic.
Hey. It worked.
You make
They
your
all
way inside
died?
the cave, and you can hear mechanical whirs and beeps. There's an eerie purple light coming from deeper inside the cavern, and it's moving left and right.
God damn it.
By the way, do any of you have dark vision?
My suit might.
Halflings and
Halflings
humans
don't get
do
it.
not.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. They're one of the not human races that don't get it, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, by the way, DM,
Mm-hmm.
I have 90 feet of dark vision and I can see through magical darkness.
So you would see the things that emit the light. The others, unless you turn on a light source,
I do have a flashlight.
then you can see a good 30 feet ahead of you, and then dim light for 60. Not enough to notice exactly what's emitting the light, but to see a silhouette of what seems to be a giant glass jar topped with some sort of steel apparatus, and there's even one at the bottom that keeps it hovering above the ground. And inside the jar is a brain.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Does this look
What?
like an Elithid to me?
No, this is a Rothian.
A Rothian.
This-
Okay, I'm feeling slightly better about that. I've spent a lot of time with Dread. I'm okay with Rothians. The Elithid and an intellect of ours are less okay.
Yeah, these are body snatchers and brains in jars.
But, you know, there are
Mhm.
multiple ways we could have brains in jars at this point in our, apparently, careers.
They don't seem to have seen you, but they are running around in circles, basically.
In their jars?
Just
Or the jars are
the
running around in
jars
circles?
are moving,
Oh.
and they it looks as if they're almost like dancing around a bigger jar.
Or it's brain jar and collector vats, not silly me. Body snatchers are something else horrifying.
Well, you know,
No.
roughly how far away are these?
They're 90 feet away,
Okay, so I can see them fine.
and there are 5 brains in a jar and the giant collector vat.
What
Well,
the hell?
then, I'm assuming that because we're all in life suits, that we can have direct communication without talking out loud, right?
Yeah, you can
Well,
whisper to each other.
Yeah,
Oh.
comms between yourselves, but not outside. The comms outside. So we have brains in jars, 5 of them with an even larger brain in a jar.
So I just I put on Discord in the general chat on accident, but yeah, there's the art so that you all can see the awful thing we see.
Oh, you should put it in the.
Oh my God.
Okay, alrighty then. Well then, I see that you don't yet. You might barely. So what do you want to do about this? Are we being polite and having communication, or are we just going?
Nope, you kill it with fire. You kill
Okay.
it with fire.
All right then.
Do we know if they can see in the dark?
You would have to make some sort of intelligence-based roll for that.
I mean, I kind of spent a lot of time in Dread's head.
Yeah, but those things are
True.
less Zred's area of expertise.
Alrighty then. Would a medicine work?
It's up to you. You make the check with the skill that you want, and I'll let you know what you can glean out of it.
24 Arcana.
Or let the captain do that.
All right, Captain. Captain Eddard, you looking at these creatures and how they move about in the darkness, the utter darkness, without hitting anything, without knocking into, like, coming into each other or knocking anything aside, they seem to be able to see through the dark.
Alright.
So there's a big chance they see us already.
No, well, if they've seen you, they haven't made a move. They haven't changed their patterns. They haven't made any any attempt at either hailing or attacking you.
So the collector vat and brain in the jar don't seem to be.
They probably see, but not far enough to see you at the moment.
How far away are we?
90 feet.
90 feet? Because I know for a fact these have 120 foot range sight.
Yeah, but that's meta.
That is, well, I mean, that I did write these, so.
Yeah, I know, but Zendak doesn't know how far away their thermal sight goes.
Yeah. Okay. I was making sure you didn't stop at blind sight. Is
No.
what I was doing out of character. Okay. So they don't appear to notice us, as far as we can tell.
Yep.
Well,
But we
you said-
do know that they can see in the dark, but we don't know how far.
That's it.
All right, Captain. You said you wanted me to destroy this with fire.
I mean, really anything, but you kill it with fire just sounded nice. Yeah, you kill these things, please. Yes.
All right.
Well, she's going to walk quietly and glancing all around her to make she doesn't draw attention to herself. About 30 feet up.
All right, make a stealth check.
We'll see how this goes. She's not horrible. 18.
All right. You slowly make your way closer to the brains in a jar.
Cool. I can see the larger collector vat.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Get wrecked.
What do you cast?
Mega Pew.
I class Flame Strike.
On it.
On it.
I mean, you did see with fire, so
You asked for fire.
It spins around. It seems like it knew you
But I
were
rolled-
coming,
Yep.
but could not get out of the way in time.
And she just kind of reaches up and pulls down. And you see this what looks like a meteor storm hit and lots of fire and space emerging in a flame strike. And so that's 11 fire damage and 12 radiant damage on a 10-foot area. So if there was anything within that 10 feet diameter, I mean, I'd centered it on that, but if those other guys were closer,
They were more than 10 feet away from the collector vat. Like, if you center it on the vat, it only hits the vat.
she was gonna center it on the vat. You know,
Oh,
it's
it's
the big
got
thing.
advantage on its save. I'm sorry.
Shit.
Well, it succeeds and only takes half damage.
That sucks. But it still looked cool.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And it did try to get out of the way of most of it, but could not get out of the way in time to avoid everything.
Hi.
And I'm gonna ask all of you to roll initiative.
As I draw attention to us loudly.
Mm-hmm.
But you know,
I mean,
Oh,
at this point, we can see where they are for a moment.
Oh yeah, for a brief moment you see the pillar of flame that comes striking down. Alright, y'all get to go before the creatures, so you can decide amongst yourselves who goes when.
I mean, I got a 17. Can I
Go first.
Can I fuck shit up? I want to fuck shit up.
Fuck shit up.
Cool. Oh, where is it? So after she just kind of pulls this giant pillar of flame down into the middle, why? There we go. Then she's going to pull her hands out in a long line away from her holy symbol again and cast why mess with what works? Eye of Anubis at both the collective vat and fucking hell. Shit.
And both rays shoot forth at the collector vat that just easily dodges out of the way of both of them. For a giant vat, seems to be very dexterous.
Yeah, okay. That gives me an answer for next time.
That would be your turn. Do you do anything else?
She's going to move herself back 30 feet and behind Eddard.
All right.
Praise the meat shield.
Eddard or Zendak, what do you do?
I'm going to use my exploit vulnerability, or I'm going to attack, which triggers exploit vulnerability. So I'm going to fire Thaumatonic Rifle. It's an automatic weapon, so I'm going to take disadvantage to fire twice.
Okay.
So 13 and an 11. Wow, that's impressively low rolls.
Were you firing at the vat or the brains?
I was firing at the vat. I'm going to be honest. I was firing at the vat.
All right. So both shot hit the vat, but do not pierce through like either the glass or damage any of the mechanism at the bottom or at the top of it.
All right. Well, so much for helping Eddard. Anyways, so I'm going to cast as bonus action After Image.
I was gonna ask if you can put down sandbags because
Oh, yeah, no, I'll do that. Bonus action Sandbags. Legal
Yes.
papers.
all right.
Stacks of legal papers appear, and they give half cover to people behind it.
Good. So I can still see the thing even though I don't
Well, I
have...
get 3/4 cover because I'm small, but yes.
Listen, shorty.
That's right. That's right.
I'm
All
gonna
right,
put
all right,
myself
all right.
See you right
behind the
now.
sandbag.
Villains
Sorry.
to your left, argue after killing.
I have higher AC than you.
And I'm gonna take aim at the vats that I can still see at the moment, and after that, I'm gonna just prep myself for something that was gonna be coming toward us because, well, I probably won't be able to see it after this attack. Would that be correct?
Technically, you still have your flashlights, so right now you would get attacks at disadvantage.
Okay. So, pew pew. 16 on the vat.
16 hits the vat.
Boom, 10.
10 points of thunder damage.
And then 22,
Yeah, that's also a hit.
11.
You fire 2 shots in quick succession into the vat as it sways from side to side under the impact of the thunder rifle.
Thunder. Da-na-na-na-na.
Hovers slightly higher, and the multitude of arms, like not bionic, but like cybernetic arms that are underneath it, reach under the thing, which empties out some of the liquid, and out from under the vat pour forth 2 more brains in a jar.
This is disgusting, and it needs to die.
And
Like-
all 7 brains charge your way. They walk 30
They
feet.
walk?
Well, they hover 30 feet closer, and they begin shaking violently in their jar. And at the bottom of the jar, there's an opening that opens up like an eye, and it fires a beam. There are 7 of them, so 2 of them are gonna attack each one of you, and then the last one I'm gonna roll randomly to see who hits what. So let's start with the 2 ones that are on Eddard.
Do they, per any chance, just like that, are saying exterminate?
Nope,
Okay.
they don't say anything.
Okay, so with the Peppa, I get
+2 to your armor.
+2 to armor, okay.
nice.
Would an 18 hit?
Nope.
Would a 13 hit?
Nope.
Kevichet. Would a 12 hit?
Nope.
Would a crit miss?
Nope.
It goes wild.
Captain.
Just a heads up that that attack is actually a 4 because of transient bulwark. But yeah, no, that misses.
That misses. All right. And a 6.
And that also misses.
All right, and the last one is going to attack. 1 will be Edard, 2 Kevichet, 3 the captain. The captain. 21.
That's
Barely hits.
It
My
barely...
AC is my AC is 21 with these sandbags. But roll a. I need to roll a d6 to see if you actually hit me because of after image.
Yeah, it's on a 10 and low. Is it on a... No, it's a d20 and on a 10 and lower it attacks.
No, it's a d6. And then, oh shoot, is it evens are good for me?
I thought
on an odd, the attack hits. The attack targets and hits the duplicate, so the duplicate vanishes.
Yeah, the duplicate takes 17 points of psychic damage and disappears.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yep.
It's okay. It's all right.
Hi, what?
Don't worry.
So those were the brains in a jar. That was the vat. And it's... With this last attack, as the group is getting surrounded by the brains, who start telepathically saying exterminate, exterminate, exterminate.
Doesn't bother Kebachet at all.
They can still... Are you immune to telepathy?
Yep.
No, so you just don't hear them. But
I'm immune to
exterminate,
telepathy and
exterminate. And we're gonna end tonight's episode.
I hate you with the
Next
passion.
week we're gonna start right at the onset of combat with... Don't worry, I've noted down how much damage you've dealt. And that will be kept for next week. But I felt like it was a good moment to end, and maybe there will be a timely rescue by your friend Doxy.
Yep.
How far are they from us right now?
30 feet.
The brains in a jar are 30 feet.
Yeah, the vat
But-
is 90 feet away.
Good news though. They're all conveniently lined up for you, so you can thunder rifle the crap out of those brains.
Yeah, but then after that I need to switch.
Oh.
This will be too close.
Wait. What? Who goes in front of you, Edard?
The captain? Oh, even in the rounds? Oh, that would be you.
Oh, look. What does a cleric can cast all the time?
Flame strike?
No,
Spirit
but for you,
Guardians.
Spirit Guardians, but or even more importantly for your purposes, guiding bolt up the ass.
Oh yes. Guide my bolts.
Oh god.
So this is how we end the game tonight
Yes.
with guiding bolt out my ass.
That was a thing.
Welcome.
D&D Innuendo brought to you by Wandering DM.
So
Hey,
let's
that's
go
on
around the
brand.
table. Tell us who you are, where we can find you, and hopefully did you have fun tonight? Let's start with our dear captain.
Hi, I'm in real life. I'm Justin, community manager of Mage Hand Press. I have a lot of fun playing every week. The captain and doing the shenanigans that Simon lets us get away with. But yeah, you can check out Dark Matter if you liked it. It's on store.magehandpress.com. Use that code WanderingDM for 15% off.
Thank you. Kebachet, where can we find you?
Oh, hey all, you know me. I'm at Georgia Donlin on Twitter or Praxagorth as Mephori as you see me, hanging out in the Twitch chat. I love this crew. I love Tuesday nights and the shenanigans that are my Scarlet Trust family. But tomorrow I will be over on Tales from the Grim for some May Black Roses Bloom guest starring over on there. Will be entertaining. You should come hang out. It'll be fun. And then I'll be back here on Friday for some fun Castle Falkenstein adventures. And then Saturday, I'm here to run the story as the Vamp Dads try and deal with the consequences of their own actions. Or the actions of the neonates that live in their house. One of those two things.
All right.
Go
And
check my Twitter.
finally, Eddard, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at _Gambit. There is no other game plan until next week when we come back here, shooting some brains in a jar that are saying exterminate, trademarked. And I can't wait to see what's going to happen with Doxy, because I think we might need to maybe a rescue, a missile barrage, I don't know, something.
We'll see when Doxy comes back next week. But I am wondering, DM, thank you so much for coming. Thank you to those of you watching on YouTube. Thank you to those who hung out in chat. Thank you for the donations, the follows, everything. This is greatly appreciated. As always, these streams are sponsored by Mage Hand Press. Like Justin said earlier, you can go to store.magehandpress.com, use code WanderingDM to get 15% off your purchases. And before we leave, let's go raid our friends at Scraticus. And we will see you here on Friday for Castle Falkenstein. Otherwise, on Saturday for Vampire, or next week for some more Dark Matter. Ciao, everyone.